Ready when you are.
Are we ready, Peter?
Yep.
Okay. Meeting is called to order, Southampton Town Planning Board, Thursday, December 11th, 2025. The secretary will call the roll.
Chair LaFaro is absent, Vice Chair Finnerty.
Present.
The secretary is here, Board Member Glazer.
Present.
Board Member Mutu.
Present.
Board Member, just,
Neely.
Neely.
Last one.
He's still a board member.
I know,
I'm present.
we have a quorum.
Very good. Could you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In light of sparse attendance, I will just advise that in the event of an emergency, exit this room utilizing either of the two rear doors, proceed to the main floor using either staircase, and exit this building using the front or the side rear door. I believe we're going in order. The first application on the agenda is 265 Flanders Road. Do we have notice, council?
We do. I have the
Very good.
certified mail receipts.
Mr. Neely, you are free to read.
Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, December 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider the site plan special exception application entitled 265 Flanders Road, a.k.a. True Art Ironworks. The application is for the change of use and elimination of 3 overhead garage doors for a pre-existing 3,633 square foot building to be used for an auto repair business on a 21,643 square foot parcel located in the LI 40 zoning district in the Central Pine Barrens and the Aquifer Protection Overlay District at 265 Flanders Road, Riverside, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-141-1-15.
Very good. Is there anyone here from 265 Flanders? Please use the podium. Give us a just brief overview of the project.
That pretty much covered it. I'm Kaylee from Farrell Building Company. We own the building, or actually one of our subsidiaries does. So I'm here to represent our new tenant. He is an auto body repair shop owner, and he'd love to open his business, but he can't until we have approval. So our solution to satisfy the parking requirements through the town code is to close 3 bays, just like you said, with metal paneling, because it's a metal building. So that's our plan, and we satisfy the parking requirement because of that.
Okay, very good. Any questions from the board? No? Anyone from the public who should be heard on the application? Peter, is there anyone run Zoom?
No one.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion. This is a site plan special exception. A motion to close with a 10-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Gloria, second by Dave. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We have 6 yes, 1 absent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's quick.
Five yes.
2 absent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you need the notarized affidavits?
We have the affidavit,
I'll
right?
take the affidavit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I have all the receipts already. Thank you.
And then I'm free to go, or do I stay?
No, I think you're good as long as they don't need anything else from me.
You can go.
Thank you.
Where's that?
First time.
Okay, we have
Thank you.
Item 2 on the agenda, which is MRM Ventures. Do we have notice?
We have the return receipt. Do you happen to, can I trouble you for the affidavit of mailing if you happen to have that? Then we'll be good. Thank you, sir. Notice is proper.
Ready?
Let's read the public.
Wait for the attorney to
Okay.
Read the record.
Waiting to see if we have notice.
The service is proper.
Very good. George, you want to read the notice into the record?
Sure. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held in the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, December 11, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing, to consider the pre-submission conference application entitled MRM Ventures LLC. The application is a non-medical cannabis retail dispensary in a vacant commercial unit in an existing shopping center situated in a highway business located at 801 County Road 39, Tuckahoe, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-157-2-23.6.
Very good.
Good evening. For the record, Joseph F. Bazell. The firm is Bazell, Blanda, and Visconti. We are located at 535 Broad Hollow Road, Suite B4 in Melville. We represent the applicant, MRM Ventures, and we're here on a pre-submission conference, site plan and special exception, for a non-medical cannabis retail dispensary. The property is located at 801 County Road 39, which puts it on the north side, 215 feet or one lot to the west of Tuckahoe Lane. It's about 2.5 acres in size. It has about 301 feet of frontage along County Road 39, with an average depth of approximately 355 feet. It's in the highway business HB zone. It is improved with an existing shopping center, single-story building, 16,412 square feet, which gives you an FAR of 17.76. It's 9 units. It's in a traditional linear fashion facing the road, though the 3 units on the west side are set a little forward, presumably due to the property's grading situation. Parking is in the front, in the rear, and there's a little on the side. There are 2 curb cuts on 39. The rear parking lot ties into the boat store next door, and you can get straight out to Tuckahoe Lane from that. It's straight run. Pursuant to a 2015 approval for facade modifications, I'm informed required parking is 97 spaces. The site has 100, and that does not include 2 additional overnight storage spaces in the rear of the site. In the back of the property, and you can see it on the site plan, there is a 1-story storage building which has 2 garage doors. The applicant would occupy the westerly end cap unit, so the unit all the way on the left, which is now vacant. That unit is approximately 30 feet wide by 70 feet deep. As far as the renovations which are proposed by the applicant, almost all of the work is internal. There would be a new dumpster enclosure in the rear, but it would have a straight approach to the drive aisle. So the approach is straight between the 2 rows of parking right to the dumpster. There are existing stairs in the rear which lead up to a deck above a berm. They need to be repaired. They would be repaired and adjusted as part of the application. It's not new. It's just really repair and some small modifications to make it a little more functional. As to the interior, Ralph, could I trouble you to play Vanna White? Let's show the board the interior photos. The proposal is for a clean, first-class operation, as I think the renderings demonstrate. As per New York State regs, you can't see into the store from the outside, so the windows would be frosted in some capacity. Anyone entering the store would go into a secure vestibule, which is staffed. There would be an age check at that point. If somebody is not old enough, they would have to leave. If they are, then they go through another door, which enters into the customer area of the site. There is an order process. You can't grab something off a rack and pay for it and leave. You have to put an order in off one of several computer kiosks. The products are kept in an employees-only area in the rear. So after somebody would put in their order, they would then proceed to the counter where there is a second age check, and then they would pay and be handed their order from an employee who was given it to them on the back, from the back. There is no consumption on site. This is just retail sales. As the vicinity map indicates, we meet the location criteria. We are more than 500 feet from a school, more than 500 feet from a community facility, more than 200 feet from a house of worship, so we meet all those three. There is no drive-through window. There are no outdoor speakers. We meet the parking. We're not really doing facade changes. We're changing our sign, but we will keep with the character of the signs that are on the other units. So we're just really replacing, not rebuilding. This is not a national tenant, so we're not repeating any corporate architecture or anything of that like. There is no new ground sign. We're going to use the existing ground sign. A security plan has been developed already. My client understands the hours of operation requirement and will fully comply.
Excuse me. Thank you.
He has a license, in the process of transferring it to this site. We've already prepared a landscape plan. You know, we acknowledge the site across the street has been here, but that applicant has not done anything in some time. He's just really sitting on it, both with the town and with the state. The tenant is still in possession, has not been evicted. My understanding is no eviction proceeding has been instituted yet. No application on file with the town. He has not taken possession as required by state law or completed what he needs to do to preserve his status with the state. We believe the size of the and the site is about 112 feet from the nearest residential property. You can measure that online. I did personally. The tax map indicates that the property next door on the west, on 39, has a depth of 300 feet. So if you measure 300 feet deep on Google Earth and plot a point, and then measure that point to the building, it comes out to be about 112 feet. So we believe it's sufficient size and shape. It has sufficient parking for its proposed uses. No variances are required. We're only taking one unit of an existing site. There is parking in the front and the rear, as well as a little on the side. We have access to 39 and also to Tuckahoe Lane through the lot next door. There'll be a total staff of 8. We'll be using 2 delivery vehicles. Our hours will be in compliance with the town code. On some days, probably a little less. We will have a security guard and check-in staff, interior and exterior security cameras, motion detectors, window and door sensors, central burglar alarm, door key codes. As I said, no outdoor speakers, no drive-through, no on-site consumption. Building a new dumpster that'll be fully town code compliant. We will reseal and restripe the parking lot. We're not changing the layout or design of the parking lots, but we will reseal and restripe them. We're using the existing sign boxes, so we'll just replace the actual copy or text that would go on the site. There is an existing certificate of occupancy for retail for this site. There's previous uses of Pilates and OTB. But right now it is vacant and it's sitting vacant. There is a final license issued by the Office of Cannabis Management, and the applicant is in the process of working with OCM to obtain location approval for this particular site. It's clean, upscale, complies with the town code on a site that is currently vacant. Does the board have any questions?
Questions from the board?
I mean, I guess the only question I would have would be the overall parking for the shopping center, and whether this parking needed for this unit is within that calculation.
I mean, look, if we had to do a parking study, obviously we would. I would note that this is not new space, it is retail space now. So the site was designed to have a retail unit there. This is a retail use. It's not a restaurant, it's not a higher volume location. So it's spec'd out, and the parking up front is conveniently located. There's parking in the rear, which can be used by the employees, and there is a little parking on the side.
I mean, I think I'm just asking for staff to confirm that this use fits in with the originally approved number of parking spaces.
We're fine with that.
That's, I mean,
You know, my client wants to
yeah.
work with the town.
Yeah, that's my only question, just for a confirmation.
Very good. Any further questions? Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this application? Yes, sir. Please use the podium.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Dan Luce. I minister locally in a church and was looking for a location. That's how I became aware of this spot. And, you know, when you look around, space is a premium. And I saw that place there and thought, oh, wow, the old off-track betting spot. That would be awesome. That would make a great place for a ministry. That's how I became aware of this. I have no gripe with this particular outfit at all. But I would just say, as a resident, as a lifelong resident of the Hamptons, that I feel that the cannabis dispensaries are grossly overrepresented in our town already. The whole reservation has a dozen at least over there. There's at least 2 that are open there. I know they have, you know, there's some mixed things going on with there as far as licensing and trouble. Now, I understand there's something across the street. There's already a nightclub across the street, which is problematic to the town, I believe. It's problematic certainly to the residents of the town in its operation. That already also has a license in process, I've come to understand. Even though consumption is not on the property, we are all using those roads back and forth, and we understand that consumption doesn't happen on the property. But it does happen within 10 seconds of leaving that shop. People are smoking weed, they're driving all over, high as a kite. I think it's a bad influence personally. You know, I'm a minister, so sorry. I have a bias against it. I view it as a gateway drug, legal or not. And I think it leads to the destruction of lives. I don't think it's helpful in any way. And that's just my, you know, like I said, don't have anything against this client in particular. But I just feel like, what's going on with the town? What's going on with that whole stretch of road? Do we really want one pot shop after another down the whole stretch? It just seems like it's already overrepresented in the town. And I would just ask that you would consider that while you consider the application. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I'll just remind members of the public that the town did have the option to opt out of cannabis, as many of the adjoining towns do. And the elected representatives, elected by the citizens of this town, opted to opt into the state program. So there's a presumption that this is a certain degree of public support for these facilities.
Yeah, look, this is a new industry, and I think it has yet to hit its equilibrium. You're not going to have stores up and down that road. The town code has restrictions on it. They would not apply to the Shinnecock Reservation, obviously. That would be separate, same as the Poospatucks down in Mastic. But other than that, it's not unlimited. And as far as driving, look, the reality is most people take it and they go home to use it where they're going to use it. It's no different from a liquor store. Are there people who may take a drink as soon as they leave the liquor store? Yeah, those people have a problem. But the bulk of the people who go to a liquor store to buy wine or scotch or anything, or those who go to the beer distributor, they pack it in their car and they leave. There's no consumption on site, and my client would also basically police the grounds so that there's nobody leaving the store and using the product in the parking lot. After they leave, then they would go to wherever it is that they're going and use the product accordingly. It's no different from alcohol, it's just an adjustment. For those of us who grew up in a world where it was illegal, it's a considerable adjustment, I'll admit, but it is a product of a growing society that this is now permitted as a recreational substance, controlled substance, but is allowed to be used in a similar manner to alcohol.
Anybody else?
Okay, thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Peter, is there anyone on Zoom?
There is.
Okay, we're ready for him.
Hello, can everyone hear me now?
We can hear you.
Oh, hi, here I am.
Hello.
So, me okay?
Yes, just please state your name for the record.
Danielle Durant,
Could you spell
I'm
your
a
last
part-
name, please?
Durnt.
Did you get that? Okay,
D-
thank you.
No problem. So I'm a partner at Southampton, and our retail license, we have final approval and proximity location protection. Our retail number is OCM-RETL-2000413. For a license back in October 2023, we with property, and we were awarded the license last, and we had submitted all. We got our final license then. Proof from OCM letter, and also on the map, you can, I have a screenshot of that. If you go to the OCM proximity protection map, you can see any of the licensees that are active have proximity protection. So our location, or the proposed location of the previous applicant, they're less than 1,000 feet away from us. So per OCM regulation, they're not allowed to open. And we are, and just to state about the eviction process, we have the sheriff's notice number, the sheriff is 4-25011-295. They've had that notice since, I don't know, I forget, like maybe a month ago. So we have submitted our pre-approval site plan with the township, and that was approved, and now we're applying for a final site plan. So we are definitely taking steps, and we are planning to open by June of 2026.
Okay. As I mentioned, the town is not responsible for the administration or the monitoring of the various licenses or possible inconsistencies with license. That you would have to alert OCM, and certainly if there's some sort of inconsistency or violation, they would not be able to open.
Right, we already have a final licensure is my point, and we have proximity protection. So where shall I send the documentation stating this? Shall I email it to someone, or?
The town does not step into that role.
That's
It
OCM?
really is a state.
I've
matter.
already contacted OCM.
Okay, they would be the one responsible. They would then, if this applicant were not allowed to open, OCM would contact the town and their C of O to operate would be revoked.
Okay. So you're moving ahead with the township with the application? I'm a little confused.
Yes. We are. They
Got
have an
it.
application, they have a fee in place. We have to,
Uh-huh.
we're mandated to
Sure.
process the application. But as you say, if your point is valid.
It is.
And it's it has to be addressed on the state level, who then contacts us, the town, and we
Mm-hmm.
immediately shut the facility down.
Okay.
Or
We will
not final, we have
contact-
not approved anything.
Well, this might be subject to that, they might actually receive an approval while the
Yeah.
state is still, processing purported violation. And even
Mm-hmm.
if this operation were C of O'd, if there's a violation, the state would notify us.
Mm-hmm.
Just like any alcohol establishment would then be, their C of O to operate would be revoked.
If they lose their license.
Yes.
At the state
Sure.
level.
And that's out of condition of the town. They would have to
Mm-hmm.
have a valid operating license in place at all times for them to operate.
Right, of course. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Peter, is there anyone else on Zoom?
That's all.
That's it. Very good. Did you have any closing comments?
I think you mentioned all the points that I was going to make. You know, the town has its application, the state has it's different jurisdiction.
Yes.
But you have to get the peanut butter and the jelly on the bread to have a sandwich. To get a CO, you need to produce the license. That's town code requirement. And if the state had any problems, they would notify the
Right.
town.
Very good. Okay, very good. This is a pre-submission conference, so I'll entertain motion to close. It's a 30-day written comment period. Motion by Tom, second by George. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? We have 5 yes and 2 absent.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Gloria, I think you're in line to read number 3.
Yeah, Madison, Ashley, and Nicole. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing, actually, we did not find out.
Oh,
if
I'm
we
sorry.
have-
Do we have jurisdiction, counsel?
I have, I
Sorry.
need one affidavit of posting, and I have it now.
I was waiting for that, that's,
I was waiting for it too. All right, yes, the service is proper.
okay, I'll start over.
Let's start over. Thanks.
Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, December 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider the pre-application entitled Ashley and Nicole Madsen. The application is for a 2-lot subdivision on an 80,254 square foot property currently improved single-family residence and accessory structures situated in the R20 zoning district located at 416 Montauk Highway, East Quogue, Southampton tax map number 900-316-1-2.1.
Very good. Welcome.
Good evening. Stephen Vaughn, Surfside Environmental Planning, agent for Ashley and Nicole Madsen at 416 Montauk Highway in East Quogue. The proposed project is for a 2-lot subdivision located on the 1.84 or 80,254 square foot property of Ashley Madsen and Nicole Madsen, located on the north side of Montauk Highway, approximately 466 feet east of its intersection with East End Avenue in the hamlet of East Quogue. The property is currently zoned R20 and contains a 1-story, single-family residence located on the western portion of the property. The proposed 2 lots will comply with the dimensional requirements for zoning setbacks and lot area for the R20 zoning district. Proposed Lot 1 will contain the existing residence and will be comprised of 50,195 square feet or 1.15 acres. and proposed Lot 2 will be a vacant development parcel comprised of a total lot area of 30,059 square feet, or 0.69 acres. This map was previously reviewed by the planning board, most recently between 2021 and 2022, and last had an adopted pre-application report for this project dated April 15th, 2019. The map was last updated on November 8th, 2024, to comply with the recommendations of the pre-application report, including a 50-foot wide conservation buffer along Montauk Highway to preserve the streetscape in this area, as was required for an adjacent parcel to the east. Said easement area is largely vegetated per the map limit of clearing. Both lots will be separately accessible from Montauk Highway with the proposed driveways access points located approximately 220 feet away from each other. The property currently has a 403.5 feet of road frontage along Montauk Highway. Part of the delay of this project was due to a lengthy health department review of the map, as a full IAOWTS system was required for the existing residents. Site upgrade was completed and depicted on the proposed subdivision map. Additionally, the health department is requiring extension of existing water main to service the proposed 2 lots. The health department approved this map on March 7th, 2025. A copy of the stamped approved map from the health department was provided with our application package when submitted. Do you guys have any questions?
Did you say you have to extend the water main for this?
Yes, the health department required them to extend the water main. They're proposed here on the, as the subdivision map lays. So there's the water main extension for here and here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess they're on a well, and so now the line's
Yeah,
got to grow.
Surprised that there's no public water right in front of you.
Yeah, and that, yeah, it is surprising, and I guess the you know, and that was part of the delay, because it was, you know, dealing with the water authority and getting that, and they actually have that all buttoned down so that that can move forward, you know, in 2026.
It's probably pretty big main they're requiring too, right?
Yeah.
12-inch main or something.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a very cheap project.
Further questions for the applicant? No. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard? Peter, anyone on Zoom?
No one.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion to close with a 10-day written comment period. Motion by Gloria, second by Dave. All in favor, aye. Opposed,
Aye.
abstentions? 5 yes, 2 absent. Thank you, Mr. Ruth.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Toplin's Realty Holdings. Is there anyone here for Toplin? Great. Counsel, do we have that jurisdiction?
I'll let you know in just a sec. I'm waiting on an affidavit of posting and an affidavit of mailing too, I believe. Both in there. Affidavit of posting looks good. Do you have the affidavit of mailing? I have the... on the back. Yep, that was good. Yep, the service is proper.
Okay.
Dave, you're clear to read.
Thank you.
Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held at the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, December 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. in Town Hall 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing, to consider the final application entitled Toplin's Realty Holding LLC. The application considers action on 2 parcels with 150,849 square feet total project area, in which 1 parcel is currently improved with a single-family residence and accessory structures, and is located within the CR 80 zoning district, the Aquifer Protection Overlay District, the Central Pine Barrens Compatible Growth Area, situate at 136 and 138 Old Country Road, East Quogue, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 900-314-2-9 and 10.
Right, welcome.
Good evening, members. My name is Adam Miller with the office located at 2462 Main Street in Bridgehampton. I am the attorney for the applicant. I'm actually filling in for my partner, Brian, who has a recital to attend for his daughter. As read in the public notice, the application before you tonight is for a 2-lot subdivision for the properties known as 136 and 138 Old Country Road in East Quogue, Suffolk County Tax Mappers 900-314-2, lots 9 and 10 respectively. The lots are located in the CR 80 zoning district. The total lot area is 150,849 square feet. Under the Zoning Board of Appeals decision D018149, the Town of Southampton Zoning Board of Appeals granted the relief under Section 33011 of the Town Code Residential Districts Table for Dimensions Regulation, allowing for the lot sizes as set forth in the application before you tonight. Lot 1 has a proposed approved lot area of 75,225 square feet. Lot 2 with a proposed approved lot area of 75,623 square feet. Accordingly, with said dimensional relief having been obtained, the proposed lots are in fact conforming. The proposed lots are also within the character of the neighborhood as for size and configuration. The property is currently improved with a single-family dwelling and detached garage, all of which are currently located on the proposed Lot 1. The Suffolk County Health Department granted approval of the subdivision on August 8th, 2025, as shown on the map that you see on the screen. When this application was before you for the public hearing portion at the preliminary app, we did receive comments from the neighbor expressing concern over the use of William Street, which fronts the proposed Lot 2. As was discussed with the neighbors at that time, and as was also put on the record at that hearing, the applicant has agreed not to propose access off William Street and instead has designed the subdivision to grant the access off of Old County Road. Lot 2 will be benefited by a 20-foot wide access and utility easement over Lot 1. So we do remain committed to honoring this agreement and wanted to make sure that the same is put on the record before you this evening. Unless the board or anyone from the public has any questions or comments, we respectfully request that the record be closed and a decision to follow.
Very good. Any questions from the board?
Just to clarify, the access is over an easement in Lot 1, not a flag lot.
I'm sorry, it's granted as an easement.
It's an easement.
Yeah. It's actually shown, I don't know if that can be blown up.
Yeah,
It's-
I can
Okay.
see it. I just want to make sure it's not a flag lot to Lot 2. It's an easement over Lot 1.
No, it is in fact an easement.
Okay.
But you had,
Yeah, it is an easement, a 20-foot wide easement.
do you have the ability to create frontage for that lot?
The frontage is off
Vision.
William Street.
Up to
Excuse
the
me?
north.
William Street, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that an improved road, William Street?
Yes, I believe it is.
It's hard to tell from the aerial.
Let's see.
Oh, that starts, yeah, it starts on Lewis or off Damascus Road.
Yeah, that was certainly part of the discussion at the zoning board, the
Is that
access.
improved or is that a paper road? It's hard to tell.
Can't remember. I think part of it's improved.
It's not a, I mean, it's a private road, but it looks like it's improved, you just, it's a cool. Anthony did clarify that they get, the frontage is achieved,
Right. Off
because of
William.
that, although they're accessing from the country.
Do you have rights for William Street?
I don't know the answer to that, but I can certainly find it out.
Anthony
I believe we
said
do,
they'd
and that one of the concerns by a colleague, actually, friend Brian sitting here, I think was probably raised at the hearing I wasn't at, but Brian may be able to tell you, I'm sure he was at that hearing.
Okay. Very good. Further questions from the board? Is it Brian Frank on my sign-in sheet? Did you wish to be heard, sir?
Yes, I do.
Very good.
Good evening, Chairman Finnerty, board members. My name is Brian Frank. I'm the owner of 140 Old Country Road, which is the adjoining property to the west to this application. I've been the owner of that property since 1997. I've lived there since my house was built in 2002. It's not just my primary residence, it's my only residence. It's my largest asset. And when full disclosure, I'm also an environmental professional. I'm currently the Assistant Planning Director for the town of East Hampton. And for the prior 19 years, I was the Chief Environmental Analyst in that department. So the comments I'm offering are both as an affected property owner and a longtime environmental professional. When I bought my property, I researched the zoning, learned what the restrictions were, looked at the neighboring property, and I was aware that this lot could not be divided without a variance. Built my house according to zoning, didn't seek any variances. If you look, you'll see that I'm way under the clearing allowed for the 50% for my lot size. I did attend the preliminary meeting that the planning board had in 2018 and shared my concerns then. I also spoke at the variance application that was held by the zoning board and felt that my concerns were politely dismissed or ignored. Not looking necessarily to rehash that, but I do want to share what my concerns are mostly. And I think at this point, I would frame them more as concerns than objections. There's not a lot of information in the file that you have right now. There's the application form and the survey, and I do have a fair amount of questions, and they largely focus on the clearing that would be allowed on the property or what should be allowed on the property, and the requirements of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQRA. The most important thing I'd like to speak to you about is the clearing in particular, because it's significant. But I will remind the planning board that the planning board had written to the zoning board back in 2018 and emphatically, and used some bold-faced text so I think it's fair to use the term emphatically, asked the zoning board to not act on the variance because an application had not been made to the planning board yet. And the zoning board considered that, and they acted on that anyway. But I do think there were planning concerns, and those were raised in the 2018 comments, and some of those concerns are still valid. This lot at 150,000 square feet, which it is now, it's one lot that consists of two tax map parcels side by side. But the allowable clearing of this lot as one property is 20% because of its lot size, and that would be 30,169 square feet, roughly. As two 75,000 square foot lots, the total clearing between the two of them are almost 53,000 square feet, the 52,796 or thereabouts. And that's a 75% increase in the allowable, above the maximum allowable clearing based on one lot here. I'll feel free to toggle back and forth between the plan and the aerial over the course of this discussion, but if you go back to the aerial, you'll see the character of this neighborhood is largely wooded. This is a wooded area. It is Pine Barren compatible growth. It's the Aquifer Protection District. I can tell you as a naturalist, there is a lot of wildlife here, and the wooded nature contributes to my property values. It contributes to the character of the neighborhood, and it contributes to protection of the aquifer. Granted, this whole area, like so many areas out here, we've been hit pretty hard by the southern pine beetle. My property and the applicant's property are no exception to that. So when I talk about clearing, I'm not talking about pine barren, pine beetle damage and the trees that need to get removed or that have fallen down. And if you do want a good look at that property, I don't know how many of you do site visits on these applications, but I invite you to use my property pretty much any time. If you park in my driveway and go into the backyard, you'll see on the survey there is a trail that kind of straddles the shared property line. That goes all the way up to William Street, and if you look to the right, that's the applicant's property, and it provides you a pretty good view of the unimproved portions of the applicant's lot, and where you'll see there are a lot of down dead pines. but it's wooded. It's largely wooded, and retaining that wooded character is one of the most important things to me. At 275,000 square foot lots, it is reasonable to expect any new residential construction on the new lot, certainly, and maybe eventually on Lot 1, to be significantly larger than the homes in the immediate area. And I think buffering the neighboring properties from that development is pertinent and directly relevant to this application, and I feel very strongly about that. I would like the opportunity to submit some additional comments in writing. I didn't bring anything tonight because, again, the amount of information in the file is, what I saw from the website is the application form and the survey. There's no clearing shown, proposed clearing on the survey. The survey shows the existing clearing. And the building envelopes are pretty large, even if the clearing were limited to the existing building envelopes. The building envelopes are, I estimated them, so that they're not on the survey, but I think it's about 26,000, I'm sorry, that's the wrong amount. I think the building envelope of Lot 1 would be about 24,000, a little bit over that, and Lot 2 would be 20,000. That would be a significant portion of the, towards the maximum of the allowable clearing on either lot. Just in regard to your question about William Street, I'm not a resident of William Street. I can't offer anything specific, but I believe one of the comments was from a resident of William Street that said that there were not rights for this property to access William Street, and that was her primary concern with the application. I can't attest to that definitively. I'm just offering you what I recall from that discussion. The road is a private road. I don't know what counts as improved these days. It had been maintained as a dirt road for a very long time, and over time they've started using road millings that are packed down. I suppose that's an improved surface of sorts. It's certainly, I wouldn't call it paved though, but it is a private road, and it's maintained collectively, to the best of my understanding, by the collective residents of what was once Quag Estates. I think that whole area of First Street, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th were once part of the old file map system and were combined to make larger lots. But again, that's anecdotal information that I think I know as a longtime resident of the neighborhood. The other issue I want to bring to your attention is compliance with SECRA. I notice the application has filled this out as a type 2 action. Generally, subdivisions, even a 2-lot subdivision, are unlisted actions pursuant to SECRA, and I know your code has its own type 2 list. I'm not sure if this falls under that. You have a code section 157-12B1 that talks, I've read it a bunch of times, and I'm not sure that I understand it very, very well. It basically makes a type 2 list any lot that is, I should try to read it, or maybe I'll just quote it. But if this lot is, if this subdivision is consistent with the long-term practices of calling this a type 2 action, then so be it. But I would like that addressed by the planning board in their findings. Again, that code provision is a little bit arcane to me. Subdivisions of residential land into 4 lots or less where the subdivided parcels are or have been restricted from further subdivision. I'm not exactly sure if that means that any substandard lot that gets divided is automatically a type 2 action. I don't think that's what it means, but this is your board, and if that's been used in the past as a precedent, then so be it. If not, then I don't think SECRA has been properly followed. This was an area that was brought up with the zoning board when I think they acted prematurely on the application. I submitted subsequent written comments to the planning board's attorney and, I'm sorry, the zoning board's attorney and chair at the time, asking for a little clarification, because I thought the zoning board acting on this without having a planning board application was segmentation as defined by SECRA, and again, my comments were never responded to. So based on the concerns, and I think the amount of information that should be worked out as part of this land use application, I'd like the record to be open for 30 days so that I could submit additional comments. I have worked with Adam Miller and Brian Lacasso in my professional life. I'm happy to continue some offline dialogue about the application, and maybe that'll be reflected in the comments at the end of the comment period of whatever the planning board decides. So thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
I think that's very comprehensive. The points are very well taken, Mr. Frank.
Thank you.
What was your address again?
140 Old Country Road. If you're facing the applicant's property, I'm to the left.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Followed your work in East Hampton for a good number of years. Doing
Don't
good
hold
work
it
out
against
there.
me. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Peter, anyone on Zoom?
No one.
I'm sorry, is that no?
No one, yeah.
No one? So I think it's reasonable to afford Mr. Frank or any other parties the 30 days as requested to get some of those thoughts and points in writing. Mr. Miller, are there any closing comments you wish to make?
Just quickly. I know we're in front of the planning board, and Brian and I was actually the zoning board attorney when Brian was the planner back in 2004, so we go back a long way. And I certainly have respect for him and for his property and the environment. I would say we're not in the zoning board, and he had an opportunity to object to that at the time. It certainly, I'm sure they read it and considered it. I would ask this board to do the same, but I also, one thing for clarification, I do see on the map that there are maximum clearing limits noted, and I was unclear as to your question on that, because you said they weren't noted, but I do see them noted on the.
I'll be happy to clarify.
Direct your comments to us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do see the maximum lot clearing noticed on each lot on the map that's in front of you. So I was unclear on that comment from Brian. And lastly, we're asking that the record be closed, but I understand you may want to leave it open for purposes of the
I
submission.
think that's the board's intent for a 30-day written comment period. So with that said, do we have a motion to close with a 30-day written comment period?
Yes, maybe I could just direct this to planning staff, Prana, if we could, two things. I'd really like to know if this lot actually has access to whatever that street is. It's
Oh, the private road.
a private road.
William Street.
Council, is that normally in a private road? Do they have a list of properties that are allowed to take access off that private road?
Can you say again? Sorry.
Typically, in a private road situation like that, does the underlying deed to the private road list which property owners are allowed to take access or has access to that road?
See the deed.
I know old file map roads have that restriction. They can only be accessed by lots within that map.
Right, but I'm not sure what this status is, so.
Anthony, mentioned a couple of points to this before he left today. He did mention that these lots do not have rights over that road. I don't know where that was found
that's being-
or verified, but
Then they
That's
don't
being
have-
used to actually, access to that road was actually used as actually really road access. I'm guessing that it was used as the argument to create a lot because it had access on this private road.
that's how they got they're getting the frontage from the
The
private
frontage.
road, but they're accessing.
I thought they have no access. You've agreed to
There's
no
no
access to
access, how could
William.
they have frontage?
Is that correct?
They could use it as frontage.
They could use it as frontage, but they don't have, they might not
But
have
no
access
access to it,
That
right.
doesn't make
No.
sense.
It's very common.
I thought
Still
you did
doesn't
say
make
your
sense.
That was my
access is
point.
through the easement, not to
Yeah,
William.
lots all the time.
That's correct. Yeah,
It comes up a
I
lot in
don't-
old file
I-
maps.
In
Where you
hearing
have
this
paper
further,
streets, and then you have got to go to the ZBA to for variances?
No,
Sorry, Mr. Miller.
I'm just saying, in hearing this further, it seems obvious that we don't have access off of the road to the north, but we have that gains our frontage of the 40 feet.
And
there-
I'm just saying that makes no sense to me as just a person, not a, not
Oh,
a
so-
land
so-
use lawyer.
From what I understand, the access is not the issue, it's the frontage. So the 40 feet was gained through the frontage off William Street, but that's not going to be used for access.
I hear you, I'm just saying that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh,
That's
okay,
all.
then perhaps the code needs to be revised.
This comes up a lot in wetland applications. We have some properties with extensive wetlands down to the road, and they meet their frontage requirements, but their access will actually be through some rear easement or, some private easement to the back, but still they have frontage. They just can't use it.
Well, not that you can't use it. In fact, if the deed prohibits, they have,
Yeah, well, I'm just,
the deed goes to the road.
Right.
Across the wetlands, so it means they actually own that, although they can't access it because it's wetlands, but, in fact, it's their property.
right.
And the other interesting thing then is if that's the case, and you're creating a lot that has frontage on a private road, should that second lot be subject to road review? In terms of contributing to some, I don't know. I'm asking
Yeah, I
you
don't know either.
if have Anthony follow up with
I
those.
mean, I think we're sort of saying we need a little more information.
Yeah. We're gonna get some more information on William Street. If there's any title information you can forward as part of your application, that would help regarding William Street.
I mean, I could state for record that there would be no access of William Street,
Okay.
which I don't think is relevant for purposes of what the code requires as far as the 40 feet.
Yeah, typically on private roads, the deeds basically delineate who can use the road as opposed to who can't use the
Right,
road.
yeah.
So, but we're gonna look into that, okay?
Very good.
And I think the sentiment of the board is to keep the written record open for 30 days. Do we have a motion to that effect? Motion by Tom, second by George. All in favor, aye. Opposed, abstentions? We
Thank
have
you.
5 yes, 2 absent. Thank you, Mr. Frank, and thank you, Mr.
Thank
Miller.
you.
And I'm going to read the next message to council. Do we have notice for the last item on the agenda, which is Burnett?
Finally.
Not yet, but I may in just a moment. Thank you.
We've had to reschedule this because of notice issues.
Oh, really? Okay.
Notice is proper.
Very good. Please take notice in accordance with local law 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, December 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, via video conferencing to consider pre-application entitled Burnett 2012 Family Trust. The application consists of a standard plan with 2 existing lots, where Lot 1, a vacant measuring 119,400 square feet, and Lot 2 measuring 164,109 square foot, and is improved with an existing single-family dwelling and accessory structures in the R80 zoning district within the agricultural overlay district of the New York State archaeological sensitive areas, flagged on the wetlands inventory with Lot 1 located 114 Jewel Pond Drive and Lot 2 located at 106 Jewel Pond Drive within the hamlet of Watermill, tax map 900-178-1-17.32 and 900-178-1-17.33. Welcome.
Michael Shiano from InterScience Research Associates on behalf of the applicant Burnett 2012 Family Trust. This application is for a proposed lot line modification between 114 Jewel Pond Drive, which is the western vacant lot, and 106 Jewel Pond Drive, which is the eastern residentially improved lot. These properties are located in zoning district R80. The proposed lot line modification involves moving the central lot line approximately 12 feet to the west, which would transfer 2,887 square feet from the vacant lot to the residentially improved lot. Both of the lots are and will continue to be conforming to the R80 zoning standards in terms of lot area. In fact, they are both still and will remain oversized for R80 with over 100,000 square feet each. The purpose of this project is because my client is proposing an addition onto their house at 106. They own both of the properties, and in order to have that addition and provide proper pyramid law requirements, they need to move the lot line. And because the lots are both oversized, this is more of an as-of-right ask than going to the zoning board and requesting a variance for that. And the house addition has already been approved by the Conservation Board, but will require this lot line adjustment prior to us proposing or submitting a building permit application. I'm here to answer any questions from the board.
Very good. Questions of the board? There's no one in the public. Peter, anyone on Zoom?
No one.
Very good. Entertain a motion to close the 10-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Gloria, second by Dave. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? 5 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Motion to adjourn by Tom,
Make that
second by
motion.
George. Well done, Tom.
Thank you.
We'll miss you.
Well done, Dennis.
been a pleasure.
Look at that. He hit 7 o'clock on the button. Well done.
Dave.
Start.
7:30.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Very
at the
good.
Playhouse.